so hot because it is summer and there is a heat wave. And so,
So hot.
so hot. And so today we are going to talk about wedding knickknacks, many of which have to do with the heat and what works and what doesn't and what's just ugly.
If you crave luxury but need guidance, then stay tuned for magic. Welcome to Wedding Tips and Tales with TS Wed, the podcast where we unveil the secrets to crafting the perfect luxury wedding. Join us for expert advice and insider tips that will make your special day unforgettable. Let's make your wedding dreams come true together.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Taryn,
And I'm Dani.
and you are here with us on Wedding Tips and Tales with TS Wed. So let's get going. Cheers.
Wait, most importantly, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Paul Honor beer. It's a Salvatore Doppelbock. It's German, and I'm German, and I'm going to Oktoberfest this year, and it's refreshing and dark and fabulous. What are you drinking?
Damon Salvatore.
Yes.
I'm drinking, oh, you can't see it.
The Leinenkugel.
Kugel, which is my
Love
favorite.
it.
Summer shandy.
They're adorable. Cheers.
Cheers.
Gosh, it's good. I've had like 4 gallons of water today because of how hot it is.
Oh, I need to have more water for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Allow me to put my beer in my koozie.
In your koozie. That's cute. Where'd you get that?
This is from our bride's bachelorette party. Olivia's
Olivia.
bachelorette party.
That's great. We
Yeah,
love that. We love that
I
journey.
love that. I actually really love this koozie. This one's a good one.
In
I'm sure.
fact, speaking of koozies, koozies fit into what we're talking about today.
Exactly. So knickknacks. So what we are describing as knickknacks, I think traditionally have been like party favors, which have
Sure.
kind of gone out of style, I would say, in the last few years. There are still some times that I think it's appropriate and in certain ways, but I think you and I can both agree that having some sort of favor on the wedding table for all of your guests is done,
No, I was
right?
going to say, I thought you were going to say is important. I was about to say absolutely not. No, no, no. We don't do that
Mhm.
anymore.
Mhm.
The thing is, not only is it a tremendous waste of money because most people are going to leave it there no matter what it is, even if it's useful, like a bottle opener or something, like it
Or
just
they
gets
use it like
forgotten.
once. Right.
Yeah, they'll use it that while sitting at the table and then it's done. And the wedding planner at the end of the night ends up picking up 47 different bottle openers and just tossing them. So
Right.
it's a tremendous waste of money. But also it makes your table ugly. Like
So ugly.
even if they're cool gifts, like even if they are an awesome bottle opener, it's probably not something that matches the tableware and the linen and the beautiful calligraphy that you have. Like,
No,
don't do it.
it almost never fits. There's a couple of little things like I think if you do place cards that are coasters, like that can fit, right?
As long as they're like like engraved or in
Right.
the style of calligraphy that is the rest of your paperware
Well,
and
it
things
should
of
be
that
coming
nature.
from your stationery team or your calligraphy team, not like from Etsy and something separate. But even that, like, while I think those are really nice and having like a nice coaster with your name on it is nice, like if you're bringing home coasters, you don't need one, you need five, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That's
I
one
can
of
have
the
one
most
on my desk, I guess, but that's it.
correct.
Like,
I agree with you completely. It's
yeah.
like the difference between doing something that comes in a set and doing like what we did for Ciara's wedding
Mhm.
on Kauai. We had like a local potter put together like handmade and hand painted
Mhm.
mugs or cups. Now that you can take home and that's like your coffee. Like I use that for coffee all the time. Like the
Right.
extra ones that we had, I use that for coffee all the time. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But you don't have
That's
to
a
have
fun
that in a
cocktail.
set.
Right. Yeah, that's a fun cocktail cup. That's a fun like coffee cup. Like you can just have one of those. You don't need four. Then that's fine. And theirs too had like their names on the bottom,
So cute.
which leads me to I cannot. It is a pet peeve of mine, and it's what everyone does, and I get why everyone does it, but I don't love people's names or their wedding date being on every single thing. I think koozies are fine. Koozies are different because koozies, like you just get one koozie and you might have a collection of a bunch of wedding koozies. Again, this one is from one of our bride's bachelorette parties that we did. It was a whole theme. I think that's fine. But when you're doing like a welcome bag or tote bag that has like Mike and Anne, Germany 2023, your friends and family aren't using that bag again. because
Mhm.
they are not Mike and Anne. They might not care about Germany. Like they're never using that bag again. And so to me, that seems like a waste of what could be used again. So in my opinion, I think that bag shouldn't say Mike and Anne. I think it could say Germany and it could have like a picture diagram drawing of where they're getting married in Germany. But that way, like they can just somebody can use that bag 2 years later out and about town and just a cute bag from Germany and not Mike and Anne's wedding from Germany.
I'm gonna give one caveat to that. I'm gonna give one caveat to that. I think it is appropriate to brand everything if you have a logo. So if your wedding has a logo, an emblem, a shield, whatever it might be, like the TS Wed logo,
Right.
and that is what is on your invitation suite, that's on your website, that's on your napkins, that's like, then I think it's appropriate because it is drawing everything into this cohesive design that you've curated if it's done tastefully.
Right. Agreed. So two things on that makes me think of one, and Taryn, I don't know if I might have sent this to you on Instagram, but there's a whole article out recently about the commercialization of wedding gear. Have you seen this?
Oh,
There are couples that are having like a gifting moment that has like their branded t-shirt and their branded tote bag and their branded koozie and their branded whatever
I
that
have seen
people,
this. I have
yeah,
seen
that
this.
people
And
like their
so
guests can come and like create their
it's a
own welcome bags.
formal gifting moment for
Right.
the group, which I love. I think that's
Love.
fantastic.
That is totally different. That
Yeah.
I love. I think that's an amazing welcome event moment.
Hmm.
So it's again very different than the wedding day. We're not doing this on the wedding day. We're doing this as the welcome day, welcoming all of your guests to a weekend long of events. And this is, sunglasses with their names on it, and shirts, and koozies, and bottles of water, and kind of like a make your own welcome bag
Yeah.
moment for all of your guests. That's sensational.
Well, and you know who probably inspired that? It was probably inspired by the Engage Summits because they
Probably.
do such a beautiful gifting moment. It's the very beginning of your Engage experience. For those of you that don't know, the Engage Summits are conferences, networking experiences for luxury wedding vendors worldwide, and they do many of them per year. That you have to like apply, it's an application process, it's this whole shebang. And so if you're working with vendors that have been to or are part of Engage, like you're working with good people, which is great. Full support for Engage, but they always have gifting, and it's always top tier, high end, like just an
Best.
incredible introduction to the wedding experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great idea. My other thought, I had two thoughts and now I've lost one entirely.
The other one wasn't important then. Let's
Probably
talk
was the
about
best
something that
thing we've
we
said.
don't like though. What's a
Well, so
tchotchke thing we don't like?
I just got back from a wedding in Georgia where it was 101 degrees
One
outside.
that we did not plan, one that you
Did not
attended.
plan. That I attended. It's 101 degrees outside, and they had two things, and I think we feel very strongly about these two things, and one of them we disagree on. They had both fans and parasols because it was 101 degrees. You're making a face.
Here's the thing about fans.
I hate them.
This is this is actually scientific. You can Google this. This is known. The amount of heat that you generate by swooshing your hand back and forth to generate the wind makes you hotter than the wind that cools you down.
I know, but my makeup, but my face and my
Get
makeup.
a blotter.
I hate fans. I hate fans. The thing is, multiple reasons why I hate fans. One, in part, because everybody does the same fans all the time. They are those rattan.
Deep. They're
Yes.
so
They
ugh.
they look like old school, what was that? Oriental Trading Company, like where you could just buy
Yes.
like 100 of something for like
Yeah, and that's what
$8.
they are. That's what they are.
Right.
That's what they are.
Yeah. They're
And
just not nice. I have
they're
seen
just not
better
nice.
versions. I have seen better versions. We did a wedding that had fans, and like the fan, it was more of like a, like an open up fan, and the inside of the fan was the same coloring as the wedding, the same pattern as the wedding. Those I thought were beautiful. They were very
I
expensive
was gonna
because
say,
they're
but for the
custom.
investment amount, just
Right.
get like a pavilion.
Right.
Like, don't
Yeah.
don't spend it on the fans. And I will say, I think
It's
we've done a fan. We've done one fan at a wedding that I thought was absolutely sensational. It was the bridal fan. That woman used it not more than two swooshes in
right.
advance of the wedding day because we had our floral designer completely deck out the tips of the fan
Right.
in her florals. And so it was like almost like an alternative option to the bouquet for certain
Right.
moments. And it was gorgeous and
Gorgeous.
obviously
Completely
very
different.
highly expensive for
Yeah,
a fan.
right.
But like I agree, those Oriental Trading Company fans, they just serve no purpose at all. They make people hotter. They're not pretty.
They get in
Like
the way.
in the
Nobody
way.
keeps them at the end, so they're just trashed at the end.
Right. And they clutter your spaces. So people like bring them from the ceremony to cocktail and leave them all over the high boy cocktail tables. And it's like, can we pick it up? Because this is going to be really icky looking in any
Right.
pictures we get here.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
if
like
we're worried about being hot, there are other solutions,
it.
which include not getting married outside in Georgia in 105-degree heat.
Well, but also, like, let's pick an indoor venue that has outdoor aesthetics. So, like, a conservatory, for example, an air-conditioned conservatory. Like that,
Yeah.
those places exist. Or if you have the budget for it, let's build an atrium where you want it to be. Let's do
Or
that and have it fully air-conditioned. Like,
just make sure your ceremony is 15 to 20 minutes long. Everyone can survive for 15
that's
or
the
20 minutes.
that's the
Make
thing.
sure your bridal party is in the shade so that they're
Yep,
not standing in tuxes. We can make that a whole, we'll make heat a whole topic of another podcast,
yeah,
but there are ways to get around it that do not include fans.
fans are not
Parasols,
the
on the
way.
other hand.
Ugh.
Hey,
No.
Taryn, do you have a tale about parasols and how we didn't get one time?
Oh my gosh, this was rather recent. It's not great. It doesn't look good on us.
I know,
The
but
long and short is that the bride, the sweetest bride of all
gotta be
time, wanted to
honest.
do parasols for like 100 of her people.
Mhm.
And the thing about parasols, and this is what I don't like about parasols, very specifically,
For
I
sure.
think that parasols make your ceremony photos look awful. And it's because the hero shot that the photography and cinematography team get is from behind the guests, right?
And
And so
a hero shot is like that's the picture that you're framing and putting over the mantelpiece. This is
right,
like the one photo of the wedding that everybody wants to see, like the big shot. That's the hero
right.
shot.
And you have people of all different heights and widths and statures that are sitting, and then parasols are just like zigzagged everywhere. You've got big gaps over here because they didn't want a parasol, and then you've got grandma standing up because the giant in front of her has his parasol up and she can't see, so she's standing, and like it's just messy. Like it just looks so messy. So I want to be so clear. I convinced the bride, please don't have parasols by saying exactly what I just said. And she said, "Oh, okay." She said, "Okay, that's great." But like, I was thinking maybe for like the bridal party. And we were like, "Yes, that's great. Like, that's 10
Bridal party is
parasols.
fine. Bridal
Totally
party is
great."
fine.
They're obviously not
Cute
having
photos.
them up at the altar with them. They're for like the, getting ready moments, for the pre-photos, for the post-photo. Like, they're great. That's great. It's
I
just, it's
for
cute.
photos, they're a cute moment. So this is where I disagree a little bit, and that like I even think doing parasols in replace of a bouquet might be cute. Like maybe you put flowers on it and they walk down the aisle with their parasols. It's very like an
Then they
English tea
close it and like
moment.
turn it upside down and like,
Yeah, and
that's
then they
cute.
stand there. Like I think that can have a moment be really cute, but it has to be so structured and so
Mhm.
intentional because of photos. So to
Yeah.
your point, I don't hate parasols. I like parasols, but like they either need to all be up or they all need to be down. Like it has to be a very like rule-based,
But like,
boundary-based
who's gonna
parasol.
do that? Then too, you have to like organize your ceremony seating based on height. Like
Right.
short people in the front, tall people in the back, because we're all putting our parasols up. So sorry, grandma, but you're
Or
in the
like
front,
you like
grandpa's in the back.
scatter the
Like,
parasols so that only like the right spots have right. So then again, it kind
no,
of
because
defeats the
then
purpose.
they like trade. How many times have we seen this? They like stand up and trade, and oh, she doesn't have one, and so we can
I'm
share. Oh,
saying
we got it. Oh,
in theory, it could be okay,
it's
but
not.
generally,
You're
no, it's
wrong.
annoying.
You're
It's
wrong.
annoying. So the solution though, figure out something else for the heat. Do it inside. Have a smaller ceremony. What are some other tchotchkes? Like I think desserts. People sometimes will do like custom little
It
desserts. I think that's fine at the end of the night
I
as like
agree.
a
I think takeaway cookies, the like sugar cookies with royal icing, they're having a full moment right now. And
yeah.
to nod to what we were just talking about, like having them with your emblem on it or something, like that's so cute.
Perfect.
Like people are gonna go, they're gonna be drunkenly stumbling back into bed and going, "Oh my gosh, look at my cookie, it's so
Right.
pretty." And then they're gonna have a great time and the memory is complete of the day. So
Yeah.
I think desserts are great. I think if you're cultural, so like we did a wedding recently where we had people of Asian descent and they had chopsticks that were customized chopsticks for each person that had like that was their like we were talking about
Again,
earlier.
something that doesn't need to be a set. You can have one set of chopsticks, which
Right.
is, one. But like you don't need five of those. You can just have one with your name on it, and those are your chopsticks, and you keep them forever and you use them on sushi night. Like, yeah, that's perfect.
It's so cute. And if they served as the name card, then they have your name engraved or written on it. Like, how cute. That's such a great idea.
A note to that though, if you're doing anything that is customized, like that, like a place card, anything like that, if you need to have the table number and their name on something, the table number needs to be like on the wrapping outside of the
Right.
thing. So, like in the case of the chopsticks, if you're displaying all the chopsticks on a wall and it's telling all the guests their name and what table they're sitting at, make the like paper band that's holding the two chopsticks together say table 7 and then engrave their name on the chopstick. Don't put
Hmm.
Taryn Stark Wyant table 7 on the chopstick because nobody wants table 7 on their chopstick, right? That makes no sense.
Well,
So
and
make sure
God knows that's too many characters to fit on a chopstick because
well,
my
you're
name is so
uninvited.
long.
Just as TSW 7.
TSW.
But yeah,
Well, I
make
love
sure
that.
like table numbers need to be on something that can be ripped up and thrown away and not like again, if it's a bag or anything, like make sure it's not on the thing.
Yeah. I think one thing, and this might be controversial, you might not like me. One thing that I think should never happen again, and I think this for sustainability purposes, are during the dancing, the having of like plastic leis or plastic glasses or it's just so wasteful. It is a one-time use, giant waste of plastic. Like that bothers me.
I think I that's fair. It bothers me as well. It is an incredible amount of plastic. I do understand the like party fun aspect,
But what
but there's
more? What
other
could we not
ways.
do? Like neon body paint? You know what I mean? Like the little like marker things that do neon. So when it's dark and you have whatever,
That's
because that
tough. At that point, who's drawing what? And then we're gonna have like penises on foreheads at the dancing.
probably, but also like everyone looks dumb in those pictures too. Like if you have the like dumb top hat on and like yeah,
Well,
you're having a great time
okay,
because
so
you're drunk and dancing.
I think there's other ways to do it. I think the other ways to do it are one, and this should be a whole other podcast too. After parties are a thing.
Your
They
whole
need to
journey.
become more of a thing. So if you have a separate after party space, you can have it decked out in more of that party coloring that you're wanting without needing all of the like plastic stuff.
Yeah,
Also, just invest in a DJ who has pretty lights. So even if they're not using it
correct.
for dinner, you can still turn on that strobe light, pull down the disco ball. Like you can still get that aspect and something
Right.
that is definitely reusable. I also think
Oh,
your drinks at the
photo
bar should
booths.
change.
You
Photo
what?
booth, your
Photo
drinks
booths
at
can
the
be
bar.
great, like a 360 photo booth that like has zazzle and lighting, and then they use the plastic stuff or whatever for their props, but they're not single use, and so you still get that vibe, but it's not single use.
Should we start a second company where we just rent out like after party light up things? You just
You
rent
could, your house is big enough. You've got that
right.
entire basement that we could just fill right up.
I was saying the bar, like if again, this is a little bit after party-y, but maybe just doesn't even necessarily need to be like maybe the glassware that your drinks are being served in change for the after party. Maybe they're like
Yes.
light up glassware. Because even like, all right, still a little
I
plasticky,
love
but
that
you can
idea.
get those like plastic ice cubes that change colors
And
and
that's
like
not single use though. Like
sure,
that's
that's not single use, yeah.
over and over and over again. Like you work with the
Right.
bartending company and say, hey, like either if you don't have these, would you buy them from us after the event and then reuse them? Or do you have them? Great, we want to rent them from you. Like that's a great option. I love that option.
I love that. I'm pitching that for one of our weddings in May
Yeah,
next year. But
that's
yeah, I
correct.
like I think just ha like I like the idea of having something that changes when the dancing and partying starts. And so obviously the easiest way to do that is with all those tchotchkes, but to your point, it's so wasteful. It's so much money. Nobody ever uses them again. So yeah, I like these other ideas better.
And it's awful. Like as a planner, it's awful going through at the end of the night with these big black trash bags and just chucking things. Some of them that didn't even get opened, and you're just because no one wants
Also,
them.
anything that goes on your face, like everybody loves those like neon glasses. Nobody actually wants to wear those for more than like one picture. And
Correct.
they take because it's not comfortable dancing, it's not comfortable to drinking, like you're sweating, you don't want more stuff on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall, tchotchkes are out. I think if they are intentional, I think if they're part of a welcome bag that is done early on, not on the wedding day, you don't need a welcome bag on the wedding day. People don't want
Right.
to haul things around during a wedding day. I think that's lovely. I think branding for a welcome bag is lovely. I think cohesiveness is really important. We had a wedding that went on a catamaran and did customized hats for the catamaran, which is a great idea. Love that idea. They
Didn't
did not
not
do it
not
through
great in
us.
execution.
Did not do it through us. Did not tell
Okay,
us about it.
that's the thing. Okay, great. Here's a tale. This couple, they made their own hats on Etsy or whatever and brought them and put people in their group in charge of distributing them for the catamaran. We had no idea about them. And it didn't go well. Like basically half the guests didn't have hats and it caused some unnecessary drama and stress. And so here's what I will say. If you have tchotchke, if you want to have tchotchke, you must communicate it to your planner. You must
Correct.
communicate it
Yep.
to your planner because she or he is going to be the one to be able to go, here's how we execute this well based on my many years of experience so that
Right.
your vision for this is achieved. So make sure
And
that if you choose to have tchotchke, probably pre-plan it with the planner. Let her help you and then
right.
execute it with you. And then,
And know that if you're doing a tchotchke and you want to do it on your own and your planner and you have discussed it and you're going to do it on your own, then your planner's not in charge of said tchotchke. Do not ask them to then be in charge of the tchotchke later because if they're not part of it, that's not my monkey, not my circus sort of thing, right?
right,
And so like what was so frustrating about that is that I honestly think the hats were a great idea. It was very on brand
great
for who the
idea.
couple was. Hats on a catamaran makes sense. It's so hot. It's useful. Wearing a logoed hat later on is fun, fine. The hats were so ugly. They were so ugly and they could have been so pretty. I wanted them to look so cute because I wanted them in pictures. I wanted to steal one. I think they could have been so cute and they were the ugliest, plasticiest, worst things I've ever seen.
And they could have supported local with it too, is the thing. Like,
Oh
because
yeah.
what place doesn't have somebody that does
And a
hats? Like,
custom
and
print
then,
shop.
yeah,
This
you
is
know,
a
like what
trucker
an
hat.
easy thing to do
Right.
to support local, to make it, and it just was poorly executed. That's the thing about tchotchke, I think, too, is that it really can be poorly executed. So if you do partner with your planner on it and really communicate clearly and use intention, it can be executed really beautifully.
Really well.
Yeah.
Another thing that I love in that same vein, but again, it has to be specific. I like it for if you're doing a pool party, if you're doing a catamaran event. I'm good with it for an after party as well, especially if it's anywhere near a pool where like glassware is a little bit questionable. I really love the custom cups for drinks. And so those can be like I prefer the frosted looking ones. They're plastic or silicone or whatever, but they can have like the couple's emblem on them and their logo. Or even I had again friends of mine who got married. We did not plan it. But they just did for their after party plastic cups that said Danny and Devin's like because it was basically an adult campground situation for their wedding and it was like Camp Danny and Devin, and then their logo was their two dogs on it, and that was the cups that all the drinks were in for the after party. I mean, I
Yeah.
still use those cups. They're my kids, like kids cups, but they're great and they were so cute. And that was a way to like have this cute little fun moment. It was not during the wedding, it was a formal event. But at the end of the night, when it was the after party and everybody was getting pretty drunk and whatever, then these were like these really fun, cool cups that everybody was having a
Yeah.
really great time with. And then everybody has them in their house. Like, great. Even though those are plastic, they're multi-use. People kept them. And then also people were like, oh, I can take 5 of these home for my 5 kids. Great, let me do that.
Right. And if you want to up level that, doing like the insulated cups, whether it's the wine glasses or they have the like cool koozies now that are insulated for, whether it's the like high noon tall ones or the beer ones or whatever, like those are really fun too, that absolutely
Yeah,
get reused over and over and over and over again.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
All right. So the moral of the story is mostly tchotchkes out, but if you're going to do it and you
Right.
can do it well, do it with intention and do it with smart planning. Yeah. All
Got
right.
that right.
Cheers. We'll see you
I'm
next time,
almost
guys.
done. I'm
Happy
almost done with my
summer.
beer.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your questions below for future podcast topics. Subscribe, like, and let us know your favorite tip from this video. Until next time, let's keep making wedding dreams come true together. Bye for now.